All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music, and in this video, real tragedy in real time for a few real people out there, just like you, just like me. Here's a good cheesy melodic rock album for you, Thomas Lassar. I just throw it out there. It's cheesy, but I like it. From now on, I mean, that's the new definition of anything that's got a little bit of character and melody to it. Yeah. Courtesy of the Burning Minds record label, uh, or Art of Melody, depending on how you read the back of this. Anyway, Thomas is a pretty good singer. He's out there and doing his best. So check out From Now On by Thomas Lassar. I don't think you'll hear that on your favorite radio station. Speaking of radio stations, don't forget about Modern Retro Radio, modernretrofm.com, playing new stuff by classic artists. Bizarre, huh? You know, the iHeart Radio Industrial Complex, they will do article after article on their website about so-and-so has a new album coming out, but we're not going to be playing it. Now, they don't put that in there, but they never play it. They just talk about it, you know? So I don't know where the music industry goes other than in the toilet if it continues the way it's going, because nothing is being heard to replace what's been on the radio for like 40, in some cases, even 50 years. So we're in that holding pattern. Unless you're listening to one of these modern rock stations, and yeah, you'll hear some new material that, for the most part, kind of sucks. Anyway, speaking of the modern era, I don't know if people here are familiar with the band Urge Overkill. I skipped over them because they were part of that grunge scene in the 90s. In fact, I think it was Nirvana that brought them on tour. Well, the drummer of that band, Urge Overkill, has died. Blackie Onassis passed away suddenly on Tuesday at the age of 57. Okay. And I think that's kind of the gist of this entire article. There's not much else. Basically talking about when he joined the Chicago-based group back in 1991, and his first of 3 albums with them was the Supersonic Playbook. He drummed on the band's cover of Neil Diamond's Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. Wow. I've never heard that version. And obviously, it sounds like they were trying to be very tongue-in-cheek to cover a song like that. The song was used in Pulp Fiction, the movie. So that's kind of interesting. Born John Rowan, he later adopted the stage name Blackie Onassis. He previously said, "I'm not Blackie Onassis because of my personal life. I'm Blackie Onassis because I drum in Urge Overkill." He said, "I like being Blackie Onassis. It's like living in a musical wonderland." In 1991, Nirvana took Urge Overkill out on the road as their support act, and the following year, the band was signed with Geffen Records. Onassis drummed on 3 of the group's albums before the band disbanded in 1997. Wow. Paying tribute to Onassis, his heartbroken bandmates said Urge Overkill is saddened to report that Blackie has passed away. Please respect our privacy at this time. We are sending much love to his family and all his fans. We know he will be missed. Of course, here it says his cause of death has not yet been confirmed. Again, 57 years old. And it says here in the article that he passed away suddenly. In another post, the band shared a picture of Onassis with actor Jack Black with the caption, "Thank you for the love and support today. We wanted to share this photo of Blackie. We hope you like it as much as we do." They go on to say he was a wild card and a force of nature, gonna miss him. And that's it. That's the entire article. So if you were going to summarize here, drummer dies, and nothing else to really talk about after that. Drummer dies. No cause of death. It does say he passed away suddenly on Tuesday. I haven't been doing as many of these videos on this particular subject because I get so much grief for it. Not everybody, Dave, is just mysteriously dying like this. And, so what? It's just, I'm sure there's a reason for it. And people do. They bring reasons forth later on. But 57 years old, it's just not a good thing. It doesn't say he had been suffering from a long illness or anything like that. A lot of this stuff, honestly, I don't think, of course, you'd have to do some kind of real deep analysis on it, but I don't think this stuff was happening as much prior to 2021. All right. And, there are a couple of people responsible for this. There was this little irritating doctor who told everybody that they had to go and do something because that was the only way to fix this problem. You couldn't do it yourself. You couldn't use natural medicine. You couldn't use the horse paste. You couldn't use the bleach, right? I'm just, using some code language here. I think people know what I'm talking about. And then the guy who, pioneered Operation Warp Speed, right? Now, he should be fully forgiven for that, even though he's never said, hey, maybe it didn't work. Maybe it wasn't a good idea. And who knows if these things are even connected, right? Who's to say that this drummer did the CVS Protocol? We don't know. We don't know. We have no idea. It's just kind of a weird coincidence how when you see stories like this, you think to yourself, 57, that's a little bit too young to just suddenly, keel over and not be here anymore. And yeah, I do want to say it's sad for the family of this guy and his bandmates, even though this isn't anywhere near my music wheelhouse per se. But you read a story like this and you're like, wow, 57 years old. And it doesn't seem to ring any alarm bells for most people, which is also very concerning to me. And I've been saying this for a couple of years, like, okay, so-and-so, he's dead. No, let's move on. So the story here is drummer dies, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really say. Drummer dies. It says he was a force of nature. His bandmates remember him fondly. And that's the story. So in any event, folks, you can decide for yourselves. There's a lot of research you can do regarding what's going on. You can look at all-case mortality, insurance companies reporting like a 40% increase, I think it was last year in some cases. And this is expensive for insurance companies, life insurance companies. And statistics, okay, they don't give you necessarily the cause of death, but they do show you that there's a weird thing going on out there that since 2021, since good old Operation Warp Speed kicked into gear, here we are. Here we are. I don't know what it's going to be like for this year, but I think last year was very similar as far as the difference prior to that. And the people that just don't want to admit this, I get it. I get it. You know what? Here's why I get it. Because it would force you into a place, probably politically, that you don't want to be, right? You just want to think that all of these people who went forward, including the medical community, all of these people had your best interests at heart. That's really funny. Who in authority today has your best interests at heart? Name one institution that you can believe in today. Name one. The church? No. For the most part, you can't rely. You have to be very selective. Anyway, I could go on, and I probably shouldn't, though. Here again is Thomas Lassar. From now on, it's a really good album if you like cheesy, quirky, melodic rock. Not Urge Overkill. This is the exact opposite of Urge Overkill. And admittedly, I'm one of those guys that never understood the whole grunge thing. So I cling to stuff like this, even though nobody's going to listen to it. If you go online and you look how many plays or views this has, it's minuscule compared to things that are just not very good, at least in my humble opinion. So, good music. Also, you can find some good music over on Modern Retro Radio, modernretrofm.com, internet radio station, playing music that nobody else will because, they've got intestinal fortitude to do so. And my name is Dave. Please, if you can support me on Patreon, some weird stuff happening. And I could use your support, $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever you can afford. It would just boost my morale. There will be a link to Patreon in the description of this video, as well as a little Patreon icon, which appears on the landing page of this incredible channel. All right. So there you have it, folks. Another video done. Thanks for watching, and God bless you all. God bless America. More importantly, folks, God save America.